Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everybody. Okay, we're starting a few minutes late because I got a lot of messages from people who had trouble with traffic, and so we gave them a little bit of extra time. Who's here for the first time? Nice. Welcome. Great to have you. All right. I'm Esty. I'm the founder of Products That Count. We've been doing our events for a little over 2 years here at Yelp, our amazing sponsor. They are the one who provide the space, who provide the beer, who provide a lot of the things that you guys see as perks for this event. I want to welcome Kai from Yelp, who's heading up PM recruiting. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Yelp. Thanks. Super excited to see you all here. It's been great being able to talk to you, a few of you, learn what you're doing in your areas of influence. Super exciting to have you here. Like Esty said, I am one of our product recruiters, so I know a lot about our PM opportunities, our design opportunities, and I know a bit about software opportunities as well. So if you're interested in learning more about any of those, come see me. I'll be in the way back. There's a lit up Yelp sign. Come see me back there. Otherwise, just come tell me about what you're doing. Super excited to learn about what you're doing in our area as well. Otherwise, excited to learn alongside of you tonight. Thanks for being here.
All right. Can everybody hear me in the back? Raise your hand if it's a little too low. Raise your hand. No, raise your hand if you can hear me well. Okay, everybody can hear me. Awesome. Awesome. That's fantastic. So, a bunch of you were here at the last event, so probably you got my book. Since last month, it actually launched, and it's been a bestseller on a bunch of lists. It's a book on mobile. Check it out. I'm going to be having a few copies, and I'll autograph them in the back after the talk. And also we'll be auctioning a few things tonight, raffling a few things, an Apple TV, a few of my books, and then a few extra stuff. So the way we're going to be doing this raffle is by looking at the tweets that you, can you go back to the other presentation? The tweets that you guys post, and the hashtag for that is going to appear magically on the screen in a second. Oh, okay. All right. So it's hashtag PTCSF. Products That Count San Francisco, PTCSF. So you use this hashtag to create tags, and then we'll use that as a way to raffle off our prizes. Now, without waiting for too much longer, I want to welcome our speaker tonight. So our speaker is coming from London, and he has the flying colors of London. He won an award for Best Speaker on Growth at South by Southwest a few months ago. And over the last, few weeks that we've been talking about his presentation, he's shared dozens of, tricks and tools for growth hacking that I thought were fresh and interesting. So very much looking forward to his presentation. Vincent, go for it.
Hello. By a show of hands, how many people here run their own company? And how many people want to run their own company? And how many people have a massive marketing budget to grow that company? I'm surprised. This is San Francisco. So I know what it's like to want to grow a company and not have resources to do it. 3 years ago, I had to borrow money from my parents for rent. I had a girlfriend shouting at me to get a job. I was on welfare and benefits pretty much until the day I was given a check for $250,000 to start my first online magazine. So that was Planet Ivy. It got from 0 to 300,000 visitors a month within 6 months. I then got it to 1 million visitors a month within 1 year. I then launched a second site, Screen Robot, got that to 1 million visitors a month within 100 days. We were getting 2 million visitors a month when we got into Techstars, ahead of 1,500 other companies. I was the digital marketing teacher for General Assembly. This talk won Best Talk at South by Southwest V2V. I've been interviewed at Inc. and TechCrunch. I've been featured in Huffington Post and Tech City News. I now run an agency, Magnific. Content we've written has been seen by over 50 million people. My own network has over 200,000 likes and followers, over 50,000 new followers for our clients in the last 6 months, and thousands of signups. We get them the first 50,000 to 100,000 people who hear about their company. So we take magazines from 0 to 50,000 visitors a month, We build people's communities, Twitter, Instagram followings. We get apps from 0 to hundreds of downloads a day, and we do this all organically. We don't do any paid spend on platforms like Facebook. This is Prince Andrew, the sixth in line to the throne of the royal family in the UK. I helped some of his teams out at his Pitch at Palace competition. So I went to St. James's Palace. I met his daughter, Princess Beatrice. She's famous for wearing a big hat to a wedding. I pitched her one of my ideas, and she asked for my business card, but she has not emailed me back yet. This is me on the cover of Disrupt magazine, a tech magazine in London. This is my book. It's out now on Kickstarter. Secret Sauce, a step-by-step guide to growth hacking. It's raised $40,000 in the first 2 weeks. I'm going to try and squeeze a 75-minute presentation into 40 minutes, but it's going to be real fast. There's seats down the front if anyone needs to sit, because you guys are going to take a lot of notes. Okay, so we're going to talk about what growth hacking is, how to growth hack in real life, how to find customers on Twitter, how to do social news, productivity, lots of cool stuff. So growth hacking is getting a lot of shit done with very little resources. It's the reason Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. can all grow massive without any traditional marketing spend. So the golden rules of growth, it should be scalable, repeatable, and predictable. This means you need to be able to do the same thing over and over and get predictable results. I love Twitter and Instagram. There's 200 million people on both those platforms. You're never going to run out of people to reach and get to your site. A lot of people have got rich off Facebook ads. As long as you can get the clicks as cheap as possible, you can get that traffic to your site. Likewise, AdWords. So you need to be able to do it over and over so that you can have a graph that goes up and to the right. So, what are the golden rules of growth hacking? The first rule of growth hacking is you do not talk about growth hacking. By this, I mean when you have a good growth hack, don't go and tell everyone about it. Once people like me know about it, we'll rinse it and it won't work anymore. The second rule of growth hacking is you do not talk about growth hacking. Even investors, partners, when they ask, where's this growth coming from? Don't say, we have 100,000 email lists. We know all the influencers in San Francisco. People want to believe in magic. If you just say, people seem to like what we do, people will run after you. Speak to customers and define your messaging before you go viral. Basically, every startup in the world, when they start out, it's not clear what they do. So it must be clear. Your site must be fast. It must be clear how to sign up. Your site must be mobile optimized and so on. Read the mum test. This will teach you how to speak to customers. When you go to a networking event, don't say, I have an idea for an app, or this is what I'm working on. People will always say, it sounds great. Let me give you my email, and then they'll never speak to you again. What you want to say is, my friend has an idea. I don't know if it's any good. Tied to that, you need to know the basics of user experience, which I can go through in 90 seconds if someone wants to time me. Does someone have an iPhone out there with a timer? Yeah? So if I go over, stamp your foot and make a noise. Let me know when to start. Yeah? Yeah. You don't have an iPhone, that's the problem. Okay, this is Taylor Brands. Design unlimited logos for free. This is UX Myths. Read this before you start. Simple equals minimum. Mobile users are distracted. Not always true. This is Balsamic. Don't pay a designer to build a layout of your site. Use this. Hand it to any developer. He can build it. Keep your sign up really simple. Don't have email and password. Don't even have email. Just get them using it and get that stuff later. Keep your onboarding really easy. Auto-log them in after they sign up, and always send a personal email straight away asking how they found your site so you know which one actually works. This is a UX checklist via GitHub. The last slide has my email on it, and I'm going to send the slides around. These are the best call to action buttons of all time. Sign up will get the most clicks, then download free, then start up your free forever account, then get started, and if your product's a bit more complex, how it works. This is Crazy Egg. This shows where people hover their mouse on your screen, so you can see what they're thinking about clicking, not just what they click. Optimizely helps you split test different messages. One will always convert better than the other. This is another website launch checklist you should go through before you go live. Qualaroo tells you why people do things on your site. So you can ask questions like, how did you find the site today? Why aren't you purchasing today? In live pop-ups that pop up at certain times. Oh, I thought that was the 1 minute 30. Right, 5 people will find 85% of your user experience issues. And this is bestaboutpages.com. Did I do it? All right. Okay, I coach a lot of entrepreneurs, and they always say, we have loads of growth channels, which one should we do? And the answer is always start with the easiest one that will get you the most traffic and the most users first. Because you'll get traction, you'll get momentum, and you'll get learnings you can bake into the product. So if you have access to that big email list, If you have someone who can get really good Facebook ads really cheap, start there, and then over time get to the harder channels. Your goals for growth hacking should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. We want to get more users is a terrible goal. We're going to get 5,000 new users in the next 5 weeks is a much better one. And this is what you need to lay out in order to make that happen. So you want to say Twitter, we're going to reach out to 10,000 people a week. Facebook, paid ads. Instagram, we're going to do paid shout-outs. Real life hustle, we're going to fly at every co-working space in San Francisco. Viral factor, each user is going to invite 2 people. PR, we're going to reach out to 50 blogs, expect 10 of them to convert. And events, we're going to organize a monthly meetup. And then predict the percentage of people who convert. If you do this one thing, you'll be 90% ahead of all the other small startups. As a Y Combinator founder once said, when a founder says to me, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it, I pretty much get out my checkbook right now. So Sam Altman said that. So when you know what you're doing, you really stand out. Read the basics for your channel on growthhackers.com if you're new to online marketing. So it has all the latest case studies for Pinterest, SEO, content marketing, everything. It's a much better place to waste time than Facebook. Don't worry too much about the way the site looks and the way the buttons look on day one. What you need is traffic. Once you have traffic, it's easy to iterate and change things and improve it. But most people spend too much time on design and not enough time finding the traffic. As an aside to that, copy is really important. People remember good copy. This is my friend's app, and rather than just having loading, they have your first name. So Sammy, if you were a Pokemon card, you'd be a shiny Charizard. Like anyone who's into Pokemon would know that. You can put anything in an App Store update and Apple will okay it. So my friend's Events app put, here's what's in the newest version, more ads. We've crammed hundreds of ads into the latest version as we know how much you love them. If you missed one, we made sure it will pop up again. People will remember those little touches. And in a mail out, rather than just having hello, they have your first name. All right, Bradley, you hot little sugar muffin. People will want to read that email. This is my favorite email they've ever did. The entire thing's written backwards, so you really have to work through every word to get to the bottom. Also, people forget about churn. When someone leaves your site or leaves your app, most people just leave them. So these guys took a picture of a sign saying, please come back, and the founder looking sad, and they send that out, and it reduces churn. Be a mixture of madmen and mathmen. Madmen take massive risks for their client, but they also deliver massive value. And mathmen, everything should be measured. This is Store Maven. This is the secret sauce for many of the top app developers. So it enables you to A/B test different copy and different pictures in your app, in the App Store. So there's a much bigger chance you'll get more conversions. And this is App Tweak. This will monitor your competitors, the keywords your competitors use, your reviews and ratings, so you can see every day how we're doing versus our competitors. This is a few tools I find are handy. $9 marketing stack. So Segment is all of your customer data in one place. Google Analytics shows who's on your website, where that traffic came from, and what your most popular pages are. Mixpanel enables you to tag every user that comes to your site. So this is really useful, like how many users got all the way through our e-commerce store but left at the basket? How many users have not signed in for 6 weeks? Mixpanel stores all that data. Optimizely enables you to split test different screens and see which one gets better conversions. Active Campaign is email marketing software. Scrollbox captures emails. And Perfect Audience is retargeting pixels. So if someone lands on your site and doesn't convert, you drop a pixel on them, and then all the other sites they go to, they see banners that point you back to your site. Pour more resources into the ones that work. It sounds obvious, but I see people trying to do 3 or 4 at once. Once you have one that works really well, so if influencers are working well, go and find 30 more. If getting into other people's email lists is getting a lot of clicks, do more of that. I give this talk often in Europe, and I normally say think like the Americans, but now I'm in America. So by that, I mean have a winning at all costs mentality. So Airbnb, some of y'all will know they were putting a lot of ads on Craigslist. So if you posted your apartment on Airbnb, they would cross-post it to Craigslist, get all of that Craigslist traffic that would then click through to Airbnb. BuzzFeed ripped off Reddit, Imgur, and Tumblr for thousands of articles on their way up, just stealing pictures and putting a title on it. And then they got the investment money, and now they actually do really good journalism, and I believe they'll win a Pulitzer in the next 5 years. But they had to do that spammy content in order to get the eyeballs, in order to get the money. Finally, Genius is a lyrics website. 2% of all Google searches are for lyrics, so their acquisition source was SEO. They got caught by Google asking bloggers to link to them over other sites. This is against Google's rules. So they were on page 1 for virtually every song. They disappeared off Google completely. But by this stage, they had like $20 million of investment from all the traffic. So presumably they just called up the CEO of Google and said sorry, because they were back on within 3 weeks. The point is, once you're rich, you can delete your past. In short, go and get users and customers from other platforms. You're seeing those Snapchat ghosts all over Twitter right now. Snapchat is essentially taking lots and lots of Twitter users and converting them to Snapchat. So when I say go to other users and take their stuff, let me put it like this. If you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw which stretches into your drink, even from all the way over here, I can drink your milkshake. So how do you do that? This is SimilarWeb. This will enable you to see how much traffic any website on the web gets, and it's about 80% accurate. And you can also see where that traffic comes from. So if your competitor gets a lot of Reddit, a lot of Twitter, a lot of Facebook, you can then dive in, search their name, and then find where they get that traffic from, how you can duplicate it, or if they get a lot of SEO, how to outbid them, and you drink their milkshake. Another way to get a lot of users early is scraping. So this is import.io. You can do this without being able to code. It just sits on top of any website. So for instance, my friend is building a delivery startup. So to deliver packages, all he does is scrape data off sites like eBay and Amazon, reach out to them and say, can we be your delivery provider? Makes thousands of dollars every week. So find where your customers are, use import.io, scrape that data, and then reach out to them. Likewise, Appifier is a web crawler that will work on any website. So many startups have done this. And again, you drink their milkshake. So to really put that point home, you ever see an app that's suddenly at the top of the App Store, loads of 5-star reviews, and the reviews are all 2 words. Great app, amazing app, I like app. This is what's happening. This is someone in China with 100 iPhones in front of them. They give 5 stars and they write 2-word reviews. It costs about $70,000 to do. And if you have a paid app, once you get into the top 10, you pretty much never fall out of the top 10, so it's a good investment. Further to that, here are some other frauds that are happening right now. Ad fraud. So if you have banners on your site and you have traffic, you get paid for those views. No one can really tell if that traffic is fake. So there's entire industries buying and selling fake traffic to sites and making millions of dollars. Click fraud. If you have AdWords on your site, you're paid every time someone clicks through. So there are rings of people in secret Facebook groups who are saying to each other, refresh my page until the banking AdWords come up and click it. I'll get the most money and then I'll click yours. Copyright fraud. YouTube has excellent copyright protection. If you upload a video that someone else has, they can flag it and the other person can get paid for that. Facebook doesn't really have any right now. There are people building massive, massive Facebook pages, taking videos off YouTube. If you want to build a massive Facebook page, now is the time. Somewhere in that sentence I should add the word allegedly, but I don't know. Finally, influencer networks. If you see those massive Twitter accounts that seem to be run by girls, like basic white girl accounts, they're run by a small ring of teenage boys. They're all fake accounts, and they collect a lot of money from app companies to promote them. If you see an app suddenly trending and you have loads of tweets that have 2 or 3 words, that again is bots plus influencers. I'm not saying you should do any of this, but this is a typical growth engine for an app. Firstly, awareness. They're aware of your app. Then they download it. They have to activate or register. Then they need to share it with other people, and then those other people will become aware of it. So I'm going to focus mainly on awareness because it's the hardest bit, but I find most startups really neglect this share part. If 1,000 people download your app, only 100 will ever use it after the first week. So if those 100 are not sharing it with their friends, you have a massive uphill struggle. This is SumoMe. This will help you capture emails. So when someone's about to leave the site when the mouse is hovering to get a pop-up, the 2 best phrases for that, if you're selling something, 10% off anything in store when you sign up to our email newsletter, or if you're not selling something, we've written an ebook on the 10 things everyone does wrong in our industry. Give us your email and we'll send it to you. Some content in return. If you do written content, SumoMe also has this auto share bar, so Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and when people see that, they tend to share more. SumoMe requires no code. It's just a WordPress plugin. The secret formula to getting returning users. So there's a trigger. So someone tells you about a site or service. You take an action. You get a reward, such as the content. You invest some time in it. And then there's an internal trigger in your head which brings you back. Some of you were a bit bored today and went on Facebook or Pinterest at work. Facebook and Pinterest didn't have to advertise to you. You just thought about it and were hooked back in. We don't go on Facebook and Pinterest because the content is good. We go because it might be good. We don't want to miss out. We have to check that feed. So whatever you're doing, you have to build something similar. If you're a blogger, are you blogging every single day so people have a hook thinking, I wonder if I'll go back and check? Or if you're building a news site, are people going back to see if there's any new news? When you join Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, you might notice your email gets blown up until you turn notifications off. The reason for this is people join up and then they forget, and then they want to be dragged back in by Facebook and Twitter. You can do the same. This is Mandrill by MailChimp. So this can automate everything from sending an email when it's someone's birthday or emailing them they haven't logged in for 2 months. So lots and lots of cool stuff that can be done completely automated to reduce your churn or take any other action. The good news about all of this is people go to work and they don't want to do any work. So if you can get in that flow and show them something else, there's a good chance they'll convert. Generally, when you start a startup, you have no idea what you're doing, but that's okay. This is Clarity.fm. You can speak to an expert for between $1 to $25 a minute and get answers really quickly. So you could, if you want to do email marketing, read a few blogs and try and work out how to do it. Or you could call up someone who's sold $10 million worth of stuff on email marketing and say, right, what provider do I use? How do I title so people open? How do I stay out of the spam bin? And get really, really distinct answers, so swapping money for time. So there's going to be some really cool stuff that you're going to like in here. But a word of warning, before you get going, you have to make sure you have a product people like. So Net Promoter Score is how you do that. So it's 3 questions. The first, how likely is it you'd recommend our product to a friend? 0 to 6 is negative, 7 to 8 is kind of neutral, and 9 to 10 is positive. You want to get as many 9 to 10s as possible. Then ask them what's the main benefit of our product. That makes a really good one-liner when you ask people that. And finally, if our product went away tomorrow, how disappointed would you be? And if 40% say very disappointed, you have a great product. Start growth hacking, start scaling. Okay, there's 19 main channels of user acquisition. So everything from offline ads to affiliates to trade shows. We're going to go through real life social media and email marketing today. I'm doing a webinar on content marketing soon if anyone's interested, because these 3 basically everyone can use. So people say, should I build an email list or should I just launch? What if people don't sign up when they have an email list? And the answer is always build an email list first. So this is Mint, the most boring company of all time. It's a personal finance app that's like, don't spend too much money. You should be saving. And yet they had one of the best viral launches ever. So they had 9 months of written content and infographics, Q&As with top finance bloggers, an email box at the end of every blog post. This alone acquired 20,000 to 30,000 emails. Founder spent 1 week of every 2 months doing PR. For every popular finance query on Google, they wrote a quick article. So even if it was, what's the best 401k in Arkansas, they would spin up an article because over time, they got a lot of traffic from a lot of articles. The really smart thing to do is to quickly create articles for all the common phrases. They were acquired within 2 years, and if a company that boring can be viral, you can too. So how do you do a pre-launch campaign? There's 2 main companies that do it. The one I used for my Kickstarter is QUEAT.com. They're based here in San Francisco. And we had 2,300 people waiting on our waiting list when we launched on Kickstarter, so we made $10,000 in the first 4 hours. So what does that mean? Typically, when you ask someone to sign up for your product, you grab the email, then you're like, great, we'll let you know when we launch. With a viral waiting list, you add them to a list, like in 500th place, and then if they like your page on Facebook, if they share it with their friends, if they invite their friends, they move further up the queue, and you give them rewards such as free samples, or they get the product first, or in my case, free consulting and free webinars. So this is a really good way of getting that waiting list, and Matra app also is available for startups. So I get guaranteed this is the best way to launch a product. Real life is really underrated. Everyone wants to sit behind a screen and watch things go viral. It doesn't really happen like that. One of my friends had an events app, and they had a fantastic hack. They printed out letters saying, we've all quit our jobs to start this events company. If you like going out in London, please download our app and let us know what you think. And they printed them out, put them in envelopes, and handed them to everyone walking through a railway station every morning for 3 weeks in East London. They got thousands of downloads. They met mentors, partners, investors, and that would have been time they would have otherwise spent drinking coffee. So where can you go and find your people in real life? Meetup and Eventbrite are fantastic for getting your public speaking career started. I find public speaking is fantastic for if you're looking for early users or if you run an agency and you need a small number of people to pay you a high amount of money. So how you do it is you find all of the Meetup and Eventbrite groups that are active, with your niche, so just search your niche, and then create 2 paragraphs. Hey, I'm a big fan of your Meetup. I'd like to give a talk on the 10 things everyone does wrong in our industry. Can I come and give a talk at your night? I have a massive network I can invite. Just say that, they never check. And then copy and paste that to all of the groups. All of the groups will think it's an individual direct message, and then about 25% will get you up in public speaking. And that's pretty much all you need to do if you're running an agency to get clients. Slack is an email killer, but basically what's gone wrong with Slack is people sit there and chat with their friends all day and don't do any work. So included in this deck, I've got a list of 190 Slack communities that you can tap into and get traffic to your site and early adopters from that. This is everyone's favorite slide in my deck. This is Charlie app. Type in anyone's email address and you will find all of the information about them on the internet. Every blog post, every LinkedIn news, all of their company news. So I might have a meeting with someone tomorrow and say, hey, I love the sports team, San Francisco 49ers. They'll be like, yeah, that's my team. What a coincidence. But really, I've looked them up on Charlie app, and I know that's their favorite team. Email Hunter, type in any company's web address, and you can find all of the public email addresses of people who work at that company. So if you want to sell to a company and have no idea where to start, or you want to write for Wall Street Journal or somewhere big and you don't know where to start, do that. Norbert will find anyone's email address in the world. You just tap in the first name, the last name, and the company domain, and it's $10 for 1 day. You can find unlimited emails. Mailtester.com, when you find all these emails, you can quickly put them through here, and it will test whether they're real. Finally, a cold email is good, but a warm intro is 10 times better. So this is Discoverly. Go on anyone's LinkedIn profile, and it will show you all of the Facebook friends you have in common, or tap it into your email and all of the email contacts you have in common. So you can then reach out and say, hey, can you give me an intro to Mark at Nike regarding our advertising tech? I think I really like it. A lot of you will probably watch Silicon Valley on HBO, so you'll know what a brain drain is. It's a good tactic. It's when you call up one of your competitors pretending to be a customer, and you say, what do you do? And they tell you, and then you ask all of their features for the next 6 months, and then you steal all their ideas. It's vaguely ethical, and I can't say I haven't done it. Social media. There's a conspiracy amongst social media marketers like me will tell you the way to be good at social media is to post consistent content, be unique, be original, and have a great tone of voice. The reason we tell you that is that you try it, it doesn't work, and then you hire us and pay us lots of money. That's not how you grow social media. Does anyone think they're putting out inauthentic content? No. Everyone does the same thing, and no one's accounts are growing. How you grow social media is be aggressive, follow lots of people, reach out to lots of people, reply to people, ask for shout-outs, create partnerships, pay people for shout-outs. For whatever platform you're trying to grow, don't even bother with the content strategy until you have about 2,500 followers. You could be doing everything right, but you just won't have people who see it. So you will not get any likes and shares. Another problem people make is people don't care about you, and they definitely don't care about your product. So if you're doing your content on social is like office selfies or alcohol Fridays, no one cares. I'd go as far as to say, if you're not good looking, no pictures of the founding team. It's not nice content for everyone else. You need to do things that make other people feel good. So great discussion, quotes, pictures, links, videos. It's really hard to find that stuff consistently. So my advice is to steal it. This is something I found on Facebook and brought across to Twitter. I was the first one to get it, and it got loads of retweets, loads of favorites really quickly. So many that my name started trending in London and Melbourne, Australia. So I got lots of new followers for stuff I didn't create, but no one knew. If you don't know where to find viral content, this is Welcome to the Internet. It's the best page on Facebook. It scrapes the web for the most fun viral images of animals and people, always brand safe. If I was asked to get a year's worth of viral content, this is where I'd find it. Ruzzit will help you find viral content for any niche in the world. So you just type in your niche, finance, automotive, whatever, whether you want links or pictures, and it will find it. Sniply is a cool tool. When you share links from your social, not just to your own site, but to BuzzFeed and other sites, it injects a pop-up, which you can put an ad for your site in, even if you're linking to another site. And then you can get more traffic and you can collect emails from here. Instagram is the best place to find new users and customers. You should find the one person who absolutely loves what you're doing, follow all of their followers, then look at the hashtags those followers use, and then use those hashtags in your post. Don't go for the large hashtags. If you're creating ties, don't do fashion. Do artisan ties or handmade fashion or some small hashtag that not a lot of people are using. This is the anatomy of a great Instagram post. In short, you can reply to your own Instagram post and put as many hashtags as you want in the first 10 minutes, and all of them will rank. So these guys did everything from happiness, businesswoman, successful, quote of the day. They went from 0 to 110,000 followers in 6 months. The easiest way to get influencers on Instagram is use audience. So type in here your niche. You should have between 10,000 and 50,000 followers. That's the correct area to get the most influential people in. Over 50,000 tend to be signed to an agency. Canva, if you don't know how to design, is an amazing site. I don't have enough time to get through these. Okay, Facebook. What you need to do here is get as many people to like your post in the first 10 minutes. That will create a viral wave. You can also use thunderclap.it to do this. In terms of posts, live video and video will get seen by the most people, so try and avoid doing external links in your posts. Twitter is my favorite social network. There's so many ways of getting at people. What you want to use for this is audience. You can just tap in who your target market is. Let's say it's accountants, and it will scrape all of Twitter. And then from here, you can follow them or export them to an Excel. So an amazing tool to find all of your potential users. People generally follow back. If you follow 10 people, one person will follow you back. So add that across 4 accounts, and you have a lot of followers. Twitter. Posting a lot is fine. When we were running 10 magazines, we were posting 300 times a day. 5% of people were unfollowing us. The other 95% were clicking a hell of a lot of links. NinjaOutreach.com will help you find influencers. Tap in your niche and do it. Likewise, Analytica, if you do written content, copy and paste it in, and then you can, it will automatically find you the influencers. FameBit, if you're looking for YouTube influencers, is what you use. It's expensive, like $20,000. Using this link on my slides, you can post to 50 LinkedIn groups at once, so that will save you a lot of time. How to get your first 500 users. Go to your friends and family first. Message LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, email list. Once you have those 500, then go to your real audience and say, we already have 500 users. It's a lot stronger sale. Community management. Do it every Sunday night, 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Plan all of your Facebook posts. Put them at 10 o'clock in the morning, so people go to work, pretend to work for an hour, and then go on Facebook all day. So do your post at 10 in the morning when you're asking for like work stuff, and then at 5 o'clock do a fun post. Then all the fun posts will get likes and boost your page rank for the rest of it. And also write your mail out on a Sunday night. If you just do this sheet here, you pretty much can avoid hiring a social media person. Converting all of this into gold. Email is 40 times more effective than Facebook and Twitter combined. Once you have someone's email, you have it for life. This is Hello Bar. It sits at the top of your screen and collects emails using one of those 2 call to actions I mentioned earlier. MailChimp, if you've never written a mailing list before, is the best way to do that. Kickbox will help you find all of your broken email addresses and get them out of your email list. Mail Tester, email your mail out here, and it will tell you if it looks too spammy first. ReallyGoodEmails.com has email templates you can copy off companies like Uber that convert really well. StockSnap and Pixabay have unlimited free photos that require no attribution, so you don't have to pay a photographer. We're using Wavelength by MailChimp. You can trade shout-outs of people in emails. So if you sell weightlifting weights and you sell that strange steroid powder that weightlifters eat, it would connect you up. Connect6 is another stalking tool. Go on someone's Facebook, and it shows you all of the other platforms they're on. So Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, but don't use that because no one does. Sidekick enables you to see opens your emails, and Boomerang, you can send emails later. Maelstrom will help you get to inbox 0. It'll archive everything out of your Gmail, and you can unsubscribe from all the newsletters from there. Streak, if you're the person who does sales for your company, every time someone emails you, click a box, and it will put this sales flow into your Gmail inbox. So are they a lead? Are you negotiating? Are they nearly closed? Rebump, my favorite Gmail tool of all time. When you start a company, people generally may not reply to you because you're lower in the power balance than them, but they should because you spent time to create that email. So Rebump is a Gmail tool. If you email someone and they do not reply, Rebump will email them every 4 days forever. All right. Quickmail.io, you can send thousands of these emails. ChartGo, it's just a really good website for creating really easy charts. The trick is they should go up and to the right. Press Hour has about 10,000 sites that cover startups. Just tap in your niche and you'll find it. Hey Press, find any journalist in the world. So just put in their name or their magazine or your niche. You can insert emojis using iemoji.com. Put them in email titles. They massively increase the open rate. Reaction GIFs, you can type in I am happy, I am angry, I am disappointed, and it will find you a GIF to do that. There's an app marketing strategy guide in here, and Typosaurus will find all the spelling errors on your site. Trello is your digital organizer, so you have columns, and then you say what needs to be done this week, what needs to be done today, what am I waiting for feedback on. Really good for teams, and really good for telling you what to do if you work on your own. All of us stay up too late on our laptops, and it affects our sleep. So Flux puts an orange light over your laptop, so after midnight, you don't stay up and you start to feel tired, and you'll feel fresher in the morning. Lean domain search, there's still millions of .coms available. Type in a keyword here, and it will find all of them for you. I was looking for God, and maingod.com, leangod.com still available. So if God is still available, your domain is too. Is anyone here looking for investment? No? Oh, well, in London, companies are looking for investment. This is investorlist.co, completely crowdsourced in real time what investors are looking. You can type in your niche and find investors. 6 books all entrepreneurs should read. 48 Laws of Power, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Trust Me, I'm Lying, 0 to 1, The 4-Hour Work Week, and The Hard Thing About Hard Things. I don't have time to tell you why, but just ask me after and I'll tell you. Split your to-do list into things that directly make you money and things that don't, and then only do the things that make you money. The other side, admin, social media, accounting, legal, it can all wait. Have a board meeting with yourself once a week. So like put on a shirt and tie and be like, is everyone here? Yes. Have a metric, like I have to hit this metric this week, and then eventually you'll start texting your friends, the board are going to be unhappy this week. And then, all right, we're not in a bubble. There's lots of money around. Never take advice from someone who has not done the exact thing you're trying to do. Just focus on growing users. I'm looking to meet interesting startups, founders who are looking to scale, companies who want to grow their social media and do this sort of stuff that I've slammed through. I'm looking to give more talks at conferences and startups and meetups across America. I'm here about 50% of the time. My book's out now on Kickstarter. I know I've gone really fast and even faster because I'm going over right now. But my book's goes through this and every channel I haven't mentioned, SEO, content marketing, sales, everything else. So if you search Secret Sauce on Kickstarter, or if you email me for slides, I'll send you it. So finally, everyone in this room spends more time on Facebook each day than they do washing themselves. And there's a problem with that because Facebook isn't really that good and adds no value. So this is Stay Focused, a Google Chrome plugin. If you go on Facebook more than 10 minutes a day, it will cut you off, so you physically cannot browse Facebook. You can't even type it in the browser. And yes, you can go on another browser, but you feel dirty doing it. And with all that time... all that time you spend not on Facebook, you can do all of this growth hacking. So I'm going to be around for a bit to say hello. Email me.
We're going to take a few questions.
Oh, okay.
If you guys have questions, please come over here and we'll do the Q&A right now.
Cool. So thank you for watching.
What's the first? Oh,
can
the
we
questions
do a
are for you
photo as well?
First question, like if people want to come over, who wants to ask the first question?
That's my email for slides,
All
Vincent@magnific.com.
No questions. Okay, please come over here. All right. First person is always the hardest. Yes. Come on over. If you have questions, please line up here.
Hi. So I have a question regarding what you do with the first 10, 50 users to test the product market fit. So one of the slides you wrote, you said that start growth hacking after you get the product market fit with presumably early customers or friends and family. So how do you go about doing that? What's the best way of
Go find them in real life and ask them one by one. You could go to 5 meetups in a week and get 40 people at each meetup, and you have 200 users.
Okay. And what's a good number to hit? So for a lot of companies, the signups will guide you to see how many products you will sell on the first day, or so on and so forth. So how many people you think is a good number to hit for? There's
no right answer. Sorry. 5,000, I don't know.
Other questions? Other questions?
For someone who's just getting started with experimenting some of these techniques. Can these work for personal brand, or is this better for like business side brand?
It works better for personal brand because, well, I mean, it works for both. But personal brand is not a company, so people are their guards down a lot less, or a lot more. I forget which. But it works really well for personal brands too. People love seeing a human face. So I have about 400 Twitter accounts and about 200,000 followers, and the ones with my face on it outperform all the other ones.
Any other question? If you have questions, please come over here.
Hi, it's nice talk. I'm Adi, Hull student and product manager. My question is, like, when you do all this growth hacking, how much value do you give for the content that you, like, getting a follower or everything? How much value do you give to the content versus getting too many likes with aggressive posts?
Are you asking, like...
Is it content relevant to your product, or
well,
it can be...
The thing is, doing the content is actually the easy part. Everyone else talks about how to do the content. So, like, there's a lot of other things you can read about that, but it's a big myth that content alone will get you there. Once you have the followers and then you have content, then that's a magic formula. Someone asked yesterday, what do you think of engagement? It's quite important. For me, it's all about clicks to the website, either app downloads and getting their email. Engagement is fairly important, but getting the followers to see your posts and then getting clicks for me. I always operate from the idea that people are 3 to 6 months from bankruptcy. They do not have time to do a content strategy on Snapchat.
Any other question? Okay. Oh, you have a question? Okay. Who else has a question? Please line up here so we don't have to wait for a long time.
Hi, so you've spoken a lot about your successes. What are some of your most successful failures? Yes.
Well, I didn't sell Planet Ivy. My plan was to sell Planet Ivy and go and live on an island. That has not happened. So Planet Ivy did not scale. Like, it was on its way to become the next TechCrunch or Huffington Post, and it did not do that. And it's almost time for me to write my Medium. It's been a fantastic journey on Planet Ivy. I've just been too busy to write it. But yeah, so Planet Ivy and Screen Robot didn't become like the next Vox or Vice, as our investors would have liked.
All right. Thank you, Vincent.
Can we do a photo of everyone?
Let's do that.
All right. Can everyone raise their hands? Can you take it? I'll be like in front of them here. Camera there. All right. Let's take a few. All right. Everyone raise your dongas. There
you go.
Thank you.
All right, Vincent. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so it was interesting. Now I'm going to do giveaways. As I do that, one of the very popular things that we do here is shout out. So if you're hiring, if you're looking for people to test your startup, your product, you're looking for a job, please line up here and you can share that with the group. Meanwhile, there was a lot of tweet activity, and so the winner of the Apple TV is Scott Henry. Hey.
Thank you very much.
Then the next person is David Drobick. Hey. So you can get one of my books or one of our Products That Count notebook.
All right, I'd love your book.
All right. The next one, sure. The next one is Peter Dang. There you go. So one of my books or one of the notebooks from Products That Count. Then Pascal Zuta. There you go. Thank you. This is, our notebooks are usually our most popular giveaways. Ken Rusky. Awesome. Bart Tuven. You can get one of the notebooks. And then we have, and then we have, sorry, I lost my search result. Tech Hippie. Who's Tech Hippie? No. Loan Lee, but she had to leave. Okay. All right. Well, sorry, I'm like going through the list. Pascal, Bart, Peter, and John Moore. John Moore left as well. Okay. Anybody wants to have one more tweet? We need one more tweet with the PTCSF hashtag. Yes, no? Okay, while this is happening, our talk next month is with an exceptional speaker. He gave the closing keynote at our annual event, Manifesto. He's an executive at Amazon and runs all of Amazon Music. He's going to talk about the way that Amazon build products. I'm very, very excited about his talk. He's an excellent speaker, and he has really, really interesting insight on what it takes to build great products. One other thing, in your inbox right now, in your email inbox, you have received an email from us. We take the quality of our speakers super, super seriously. And so every month we ask you for feedback, like how was our event? How can we help the speaker improve? Typically our net promoter score for each talk is really, really high. It's 70 or above. I really, really appreciate if you can take 1 minute to give us feedback on this talk tonight. Okay, and with that, shout outs.
Hi everyone, my name is Maya. I started a company called LocalWise. We're a local job marketplace that helps local businesses like restaurants, retail shops, startups, and nonprofits find employees. We are currently hiring a front-end developer. So if you know anyone who's interested in joining a fast-growth, early-stage company, please come talk to me or email me at maya@localwisejobs.com. Or if you know anyone that's hiring, you can tell them to check out our website, localwise.com. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Eric. I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called Bloom Technologies. We work in the women's health space, and we are designing the future of prenatal care. We're combining wearable devices with data analytics with the goal of trying to provide reassurance to moms and better information to doctors to help improve birth outcomes. We're looking for two people right now. One is a web developer, both front-end and back-end, as well as a growth hacker. So this is a growth hacking event. You should be able to find someone. If you guys are interested, come see me afterwards or email me at eric@bloom.life. Thanks.
All right. Do we have any more shout outs?
Hi, I'm head of product at Vincents. We're the Etsy for education, content, product, and services all in one place for education. 3 positions, a growth marketer, a senior UX UI designer, and a senior product manager focused on growth and community. We're growing really fast. Would love for you to join us. Thanks.
Awesome. Anything else? Any more shout outs? Okay. I have one. We are looking for a volunteer at Products That Count to help us with managing our events and taking pictures and stuff like that. If you're interested to get involved, it's a great way to build your network. Come talk to me. All right. Thanks everybody. See you next month.